Howdy howdy! Thanks for tuning in. Today's programming includes me ranking all of the feline-inspired Pokemon, because I love cats and Pokemon. Friendly PSA that this video is pure opinion and not to be taken seriously. I have played exactly 1 5/13 of a Pokemon game, so I am no expert on Pokemon. I just think they're neat. Let's begin. Down here, we've got all of the Pokemon I deemed feline enough to go on this list. There are 28 in total, which includes alternate forms of the same Pokemon. Now, some of you Pokemon fans are going to look at a couple of these and think to yourselves, hey, that's not a cat Pokemon. It's a totally different animal. And you know what? In any other circumstance, you'd probably be right. But this is my tier list video. And if I say that Zangoose is a cat Pokemon for the sake of this video, then Zangoose is a cat. Alright? Anyways, as I said, I'm including Zangoose because it looks so much like a cat, despite half of its name being Mongoose. Another hot take is probably Espeon. I know the evolutions are based on elemental foxes, but I'm including Espeon on the list because it looks the least like a fox and the most like a cat. Another point of contention is probably Mew, but its name is literally a sound that cats make. It's going on the list. I'm right, you're wrong, shut up. Let's just jump right into it. Let's start with a classic, Meowth. Classic design, very simple yet very memorable. I love Meowth. The name is also clearly cat-inspired, which is what you want for the Scratch Cat Pokemon. Simple is often better, and in this case, it's the best. He's gonna go in B rank. Moving right along to Alolan Meowth, this is a step up from the original. You know, sequels walk a fine line between being a hit or a miss. And Alolan Persian? That's a hit. I love the curved whiskers because they add some extra sass that I just adore, and the colors really work for this form. Once again, Alolan Meowth, great example of awesome sequels. They're gonna go in A. Now to talk about sequels that just flopped. So hard. We're talking Jaws 2 level bad. Alolan Persian. The hatred this design inspires in me is nearly unmatched. What happened? What went wrong from the perfection of Alolan Meowth to the unadulterated dumpster fire that is Alolan Persian? F. No. You know what? Less than F. We are making a new rank. -F. Alolan Persian. Did you swallow a basketball? Did you get in a fight with a better designed Pokemon and clearly lose? What's your deal? What happened? We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to normal Persian. This is good. This is safe. How could you go wrong with a design like this? Simple is safe, as I always say. A. Jumping into Galarian Meowth, this design has promise. I have met several feral cats in my life that give off the same exact vibes as this cat, and those vibes are stinky little bastard man. Big fan, A. Perrserker! Now this is a sick Pokemon! And I don't mean he caught the flu. I mean when I said I want a Viking Pokemon that looks like a cat and has a name that goes perfectly with it, that's a good pun. And I got this guy. This is just swell. And the bastard vibes are even stronger with this guy, which I love. I think it's the eyes. He's gonna go in S. Now Espeon has a delicate design, but with obvious underlying power as well. This is an excellent shade of pink. It doesn't make me want to violently upchuck, which is a huge plus. Unlike some other Pokemon who will not be named. Espeon's going in B. Skitty! I love the name. I love the kitten. I love you! The face is a little weird. I am gonna put you in C. I'm sorry, but you are a little plain. Now Delcatty. I love her. Look at her fancy little feather boa. Very pleasant shade of purple. She gets an S tier despite being a little bit plain. Glameow. Oh, Glameow. When this Pokemon dropped, my 12-year-old life was rocked. I had never seen such a sassy, cool-looking cat Pokemon before in my life. I love her springtail. The white ear tufts really pull the whole look together, and the sheer prissiness in those eyes makes me fall in love every time. Perfect design. S rank. Once again, terrible, awful, no good, very bad sequels. The Jaws 2. No. The Troll 2 of Pokemon, because the designers had to be trolling when they put this out in the world. Alolan Persian was bad, but Purugly is just offensive. Obese pets aren't fun. Actually, it's animal abuse, legally speaking. They took a perfectly wonderful and badass Glameow and turned it into a damn joke. The name says it all. This is an ugly Pokemon. Negative F, right there with Alolan Persian. No, you know what? I'm actually gonna bump Alolan Persian into the F tier solely because I want Purugly to have the distinct dishonor of being the only Pokemon in negative F. That's how much I hate this Pokemon. Moving on to Purloin. First of all, immaculate name. Perfect pun, if you will. I'm sorry. The colors are really doing it for me. That pink eyeliner is on point. I want to learn her technique. She gets a B. Liepard. Again, great name. Goes hand in hand with Purloin because to purloin means to steal, and lying and stealing are a package deal. You know, personally I thought Black and White did an excellent job with the naming of all of the Gen 5 Mons. Back to Liepard. I love the colors. I love leopards. This is sequels done right. This is the Shrek 2 of Pokemon. S tier. No further comments. Ooh, it's the controversial pig, Zangoose. A spiteful, edgy cat-mongoose hybrid. If my recollection of what a mongoose looks like is correct, then I feel safe in saying that Zangoose looks way more like a cat, and also maybe not even a little bit like a mongoose. I like the single red stripe to add a pop of color. The scar is a nice touch. You don't get a lot of scarred or evil looking mammal-based Pokemon, to my knowledge. All of the scary, evil designs usually end up going to reptilian or inorganic ones. Now this isn't a dramatic, evil look, obviously, but it's significant to me, and for that reason, Zangoose gets my respect and also A rank. Oh, Shinx. A lion-based Pokemon. Look how good the colors come together in this electric little lion cub. Shinx's final form is one of my top 10 favorite Pokemon. However, Shinx itself is not much to look at. C. As much as I love Luxray, I can never remember that Luxio is on the evolution chain. I feel a little bit bad, but also, how can I help it? The design is pretty unremarkable, if I'm being honest. I honestly feel like they could cut Luxio out of the Evo chain and it would still make sense appearance-wise. Obviously, Luxio is vital for the name progression to make sense from Shinx to Luxray. However, to counter that, some evolutions have no relation to each other in any way at all when it comes to the names. For example, Remoraid and Octillery. What? Anyway, Luxio is going in D. Now Luxray is one of my top 10 favorite Pokemon of all time. He's on my dream team. The design is just so good, so badass. I have no complaints to make here. S rank, obviously. Alright, moving into territory I am unfamiliar with. I have not played a game with Litleo in it, nor seen any episodes of the anime that it may have featured in, if it has at all. That being said, this is just a spicy chocolate lion cub. You know that chocolate you get that sometimes has ghost pepper in it? That's this in feline form. Pretty meh, not gonna lie. D. Don't forget everything I just said about Litleo being boring and plain. Pyroar is cool as hell. I love the colors, the leg tufts are really good, and while the female form having a ponytail is kinda weird, it's also kinda working. Also, look at those eyes! Oh, they're so pretty. That's worthy of a B. The only reason I'm including Esper in this list is because the Wikipedia says it's a feline Pokemon, and also purr is right there in the name. This is an ugly Pokemon. It also looks more like some kind of ugly dog thing rather than a cat. There is nothing behind those eyes. F. Meowstic is an example of the first movie being shite, but then the sequel came in and it really shone bright. The colors are not really doing it for me for some reason. I think it's because I associate this color palette with toothpaste. Either way, I will say that I do like the male form a little bit more than the female form. Female is gonna go in C, and male's gonna go in B. Gotta love a double pun name like Litten. Compared to Litleo, this is doing a Fire Cat color scheme right. But the colors are really the only redeeming quality of the design. There's a lot of potential here, but for now I'm gonna give it a C. Another case of forgotten mid-stage evolutions, but unlike Luxio, Torracat has a better design than its previous evolution. I just love how scrappy he looks. He's going in A. I love him. Now listen. We all know what Zootopia did to the internet. And I'm not saying I'm a furry. However, Incineroar looks entirely too human. He is literally just a tiger-themed luchador. How am I not supposed to love him? I mean, yes, his hands are uncomfortably large compared to the rest of him, but that's a small price to pay when you look like that. S rank, no further comment. Alright, we're gonna start to wind down this tier list with some legendary feline Pokemon, starting with Solgaleo, which is an excellent name, especially since half of the game is called Pokemon Sun. I gotta say, there's a lot going on here. Almost too much. The Galaxy forehead sun visor thing is cool, but the roided out muscle legs are kinda freaking me out. I'm sorry, I can only give Solgaleo a D. Now Zeraora, I hope I said that right. This is another electric cat. Cool. Now this guy looks sick. The colors are sweet, the bipedal form works really well for this Pokemon specifically. Overall, super rad design. He's gonna go in S tier. Mew. The name says it all, of course. Now normally I'm not a fan of pink, but I gotta admit that Mew's shade of pink goes really nicely with its eyes. I like Mew, it's made of very satisfying shapes. D. Now you may be wondering, if I included Mew, why not Mewtwo? Have you looked at Mewtwo? There is no semblance of a cat in that Pokemon left. He's just an angry kangaroo man. The movie did make me cry a lot though, I'll give you that. And last but not least, Raikou! The thunder tiger who swallowed a bee. Or maybe got his wisdom teeth removed. Either way, I love him. Once again, I'm a big fan of color schemes that work together, and Raikou's colors work so well. I love his fluffy little superhero cape, although I think Edna Mode would disagree. Anyway, I really like this design, but it's also kinda neutral to me in a way that I literally could never explain to you even if I tried. B tier. And that's it! All of the cat Pokemon ranked. Remember, this is my opinion. Don't cry about it in my comments, please. Well, that concludes our programming for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. If it's your birthday, happy birthday! Remember, you are a valuable, wonderful human being who is loved and who matters. Your question for the day is, what rhymes with Charles C? I'll see you when I see ya.